Yes. In Hillary's speech today, she imagined the horror of a Trump foreign policy. She beat him like a rug, an orange one.
I believe the person the Republicans have nominated for president cannot do the job. Donald Trump's ideas aren't just different. They are dangerously incoherent. They're not even really ideas, just a series of bizarre rants, personal feuds, and outright lies. It's not hard to imagine Donald Trump leading us into a war just because somebody got under his very thin skin. We all know the tools Donald Trump brings to the table: bragging, mocking, composing nasty tweets. I'm willing to bet he's writing a few right now. Making Donald Trump our commander-in-chief would be a historic mistake.
That was harsh. Somehow I don't think she'll be invited to any more of Trump's weddings. Now, she says all of this after the State Department warns American tourists in Europe of potential terror attacks, all caused by videos. Am I right, Hillary? That's the larger point. A candidate running for president can name the threat that is Trump, but not the threat behind terror. Trump's rise is precisely due to the liberal cowardice that refuses to name what wants us dead. Imagine all the evil things they can name: fracking, coal, traditional bathrooms, Fox News, but they can't name Islamism. When toilets trump terror, clearly we need change. Islamists work 24/7 to annihilate America, and we fret over plumbing. So are we safer with a Trump or a Hillary? Hillary said this.
As a candidate for president, there's nothing I take more seriously than our national security.
But she also claimed that a video caused terror and lied to the families of our dead. She treated classified info the way her husband treats women. Imagine if she had been hacked. Then Putin would invade his neighbors without concern. Terrorists would have known an outpost in Benghazi was ripe for picking. Syria would have known our red line was a bluff. Oh, wait. Then there's Trump. He compliments a North Korean nut, admires China's response to Tiananmen Square, bashes NATO, says he's fine with Japanese nukes. Trump's words could be scary, but Hillary's deeds, they're pretty scary too. And that's Trump's edge, because they're just words for now. All right, before we begin, let's bring in our special guest. His name is Bill O'Reilly, and he's back with us tonight. This time you're here for an entire hour. You host something called the O'Reilly Factor, which is weekdays at 8 p.m. I don't know if you've seen it. It's pretty successful, but he's also the executive producer of Legends and Lies, a great program. Its season 2 begins this Sunday at 8 p.m. Welcome back, Bill.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I got in the elevator, and then I'm over here for an hour.
I roofied you.
I was grabbed. I was purloined.
It's called mission creep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the creep.
Thank you for the plug.
Yes.
Legends Live. We'll talk about it later. I think everybody's going to like it.
I
What
watch
did you
every
think-
Sunday. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
really
amazing.
good.
It's a great way to do history. For someone who doesn't like history.
We force you to watch it.
I know.
Tie Gutfeld up. It only takes a shoelace.
Nice.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Come back tomorrow.
Yes.
I like this
What did you
already.
think of Hillary's speech?
Well,
It was scalding.
I'm opening with it in the Factor. I'm doing the talking points on it. I took away that the greatest threat to national security is Trump.
Yeah.
Not ISIS,
Yeah.
not Putin,
Yeah.
it's Trump.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting a little bit more depth into, okay, I'm going to solve the Putin problem this way, I'm going to go about China this way, maybe we'll do this with ISIS. Got very, very little of that.
No.
So what it was a campaign speech in California to try to mobilize Democrats to vote for her over Sanders because she hates Trump more than Sanders does.
Yeah, and
That's what it was.
She's hoping that people realize that Sanders couldn't do that. What?
Or maybe she turned the campaign from a primary campaign to a general election campaign, saying, "This is, hey, Donald Trump, I'm coming after you right now." She also pointed out, her words, quote, "We need to be firm but wise with our rivals, China and Russia." And then when you think back, what's going on with China and Russia? Under Clinton, Obama, presidency, State Department, China's expanding in the South China Sea, an arsenal there, and Russia takes Crimea from Ukraine and eats our lunch in Syria. So I'm not sure how she would be more tough or firm and wise with China and Russia than Donald Trump would.
That's the point. We have her deeds. All we have for now are Trump's words. Juan, before the show, you said it was the greatest speech you ever saw. And you broke down crying.
I did. I cried over the monologue. That's what I cried over. Now, actually, I thought it was a very good speech. And I was thinking that I was coming down here, I wondered how you guys would react, because I thought This was Hillary Clinton at her best. I don't think you saw anything shrill. I thought she was pointed. I thought she went right at Trump with regard to some of the inconsistencies in what he said.
Wasn't this supposed to be a foreign policy speech?
It was a foreign
Doesn't Trump
policy
live
speech.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And how would Trump impact our standing in the world? She made it very clear that Trump hurts America globally, that when he says,
don't you think
Israel, how about Israel?
Don't you think that voters are smart enough to make a determination? Do they need Hillary Clinton to say that? I wanted information about what Secretary Clinton's vision is to defeat ISIS, to neutralize Putin, to stem the unbelievable migrant catastrophe in Europe. I didn't get any of that, Juan.
There wasn't time for that.
There wasn't. I'm sorry.
No, I say it's
it wasn't. No, he's why. It wasn't time because we had the best Trump for 43 minutes.
No. I'm saying it is not the time to deliver that message.
It's not the time.
What is the imperative
the
here,
vote
Bill
in
O'Reilly?
California is Tuesday.
No. The imperative here is to say to people, don't think that just because Donald Trump is so entertaining and has such nasty, funny statements about
get her butt kicked on
that
Tuesday.
he's out there embracing Vladimir Putin. Isn't it funny? No, it's not funny.
All right. Kimberly, what was your take on it?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely it was like, don't vote for this guy. He's the scariest person in the world. He makes like Kim Jong-un, Putin, and everybody else look like little Teletubbies. Super reasonable, and you shouldn't be afraid of them at all. I would have liked to see some specifics as to why to choose her. She said that she has made, tough decisions, but I also know about the 4 dead Americans and pushing the video and, not following with State Department policy and deleting emails and keeping a private server. So I know about a lot of things that she's done that are inappropriate and conduct unbecoming a commander-in-chief of the United States. So tell people why they need to vote for you. First of all, you've got to get over the Bernie hurdle in California. That's within statistical margin of error. But she did sort of, I think, like bowling, jump the shark and try to get on the whole, like, hijack the Trump train and say, derail it.
What did you make of it, Dana?
Well, I agree with most of what's been said, including with Juan. I thought that it was one of her best speeches, and I do think she made the pivot to take Donald Trump on directly, as he's been doing with her. He had the luxury of doing that because he was able to dispense with his opponents early on. She tried ridicule without malice, and she didn't yell.
Yes.
And she didn't do that arc thing that drives you crazy.
Where she raises her voice and then comes back down.
Right.
She kept it level.
So this was a speech to appeal to her base and to say this is how I would take Donald Trump on. And I thought that if you're a Democrat judging it by that standards, I thought it was a good speech.
Well, for interest of fair and balance, should we run a little bit of Trump for contrast?
Sure.
Hillary Clinton, who lies, she lies. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. It's going to be another 4 years of disaster. She's one of the worst secretaries of state in the history of our country. The Libya invasion was disgusting. She went to sleep when her ambassador was murdered. She should not be allowed to run. It's a disgrace.
When you put them side by side like that, Bill, this is going to be an interesting race, don't you think?
There was a show in the 50s when you were, like, 12 years old?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Called the Bickersons. Do you remember, older people, the Bickersons? First it was radio. Then it was on TV. And this is what we have.
Yes.
The